not clear what was said before the altercation.
After shooting,
Police found
it
parts
went
of bodies,
on
leading them to
about
believe the
schools,
man
but
they
I-
arrested is
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. For today's episode, we're gonna discuss about an issue that very relatable to us and happen a lot around us. So the topic is about social issue. But as we know, there are a lot of topics regarding social issue. But today we're not gonna discuss about all of them. We're gonna discuss only a grasp of it, which is about crime. So with me today, we have two insightful guests, which is Irdina and Aiman. So, have you guys ever heard about a case involving shooting that happened a few years ago at New Zealand?
Oh, is it the mosque shooting case one?
Yeah, the mosque shooting case. So, the story is about when at Friday, Muslim people usually go to Friday prayer. You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you guys are also Muslim. So, at that time, when Muslim people during their prayer, a teenager come with his car and park beside the mosque, pull out his gun and shoot all Muslim people in the mosque. So, why do you guys think a teenager act like this? Why? In your opinion, why? What influenced a teenager to do such a thing?
Thank you, Aiman, for that questions. I think that when it comes to committing crimes, like for example, like the New Zealand case, we cannot like specifically just say the factor because there are like various factors that can contribute to committing crimes.
Yeah.
But on my personal opinion, I think that mental illnesses actually plays a huge part. Because let's take a case in United States of Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you know him? No?
I never heard about
Okay.
it.
Jeffrey Dahmer is a case of serial killer where he killed 17 male in United States.
17 mil?
Yeah, 17 mil. That's a lot of number, I know. And then he was diagnosed with
Okay.
psychotic disorder and also personality disorder, which is like a type of mental illnesses, right? So it's hard for these people because they don't have the same moral value like we do. Because in their case, all of their decisions are clouded and their morals are clouded by their own desire, which is hard because people said that there are a fine line between good and evil, right? But when it comes to people with mental illnesses, it's hard to tell for them.
So your factor is about mental illness.
Yeah.
So do you think that like all people with this, illness have the possibility to do the crime?
Okay, so let's not create a stigmatization or a stereotype, right? It's not that all people with mental illnesses will commit crime, but it's important that we give extra attention to them and encourage them to take treatment so that we can prevent these people from actually falling under those to doing those type of crimes, right? So it's important that we give extra attention to them and also note that there are certain ways to handle this kind of people. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Ayn, for your opinion. So right now we already have one factor which is about mental illness. Yeah, mental illness is actually very dangerous, right? So for Irdina, what do you think are the factors that can cause or influence people to do a crime?
Okay, so on my behalf, social media, which is widely used by everyone, is actually another factor that can contribute to crime.
Okay.
It is stated that more than 70% in the US have at least one application. Okay, but however, not everyone realize that social media is actually can contribute to in-person conflict and also violence.
Violence? What do you mean by violence, actually?
Okay, so when it comes to social media content, there is a small segment of people might interpret the information in a negative way.
Oh, you mean like misunderstood?
Yes, misunderstood the information. For example, there must be awareness about cybercrime, but some of the people might use the information in an opposite way.
Can you give me example?
So there are many cyber crime that happen. For example, cyber scamming, and also
Voice phishing?
Yes.
Also, they use it like a strategy to do the crime.
Okay.
Have it ever happened before?
Yes, of course. It happened in Malaysia.
Our country?
Yes, which is involved teenagers who lost about 309,000 ringgit.
1,000?
Yes.
Oh, that's a big
to
number.
a scammer to a parcel scammer, which is
Okay.
the modus operandi is quite the same with another case, which is the scammer tend to be a policeman saying that the parcel contain a drug. But in order for the boys, for the teenage to avoid the problem with the policeman, so they have to pay some amount of money.
Yeah, it's quite common actually, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Irdina, for your opinion about factors that can cause crime. So, as now we know that we have a factor that can cause crime, how about we discuss about ways or how do you tackle this problem right now? But we're gonna discuss it at another place. So follow me. Okay, guys. So welcome back to our discussion. Oh, it's pretty hot right here, actually. But let's just continue it. Okay. So as we know, this discussion before is about factor, which is mental illness and social media. So we're gonna discuss how we're gonna tackle this problem. So, Irdina, can you give me an opinion how we're gonna tackle this problem?
As we know, we spend a significant amount of time on social media. Okay, so why not we use this platform to foster a positive environment and reduce the crime?
Okay, so right now you say that use social media to
Yeah.
tackle, but you say just now that it's a factor that can cause
But we
crime.
can use the social media in a positive way, which is, for example, the social media influencer can shape their followers' perspective and expectation towards social media.
Oh, so it's like another use.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, another example is the social media influencer can use the platform like TikTok or maybe come to any shows in television to spread awareness and also talk a positive
like
thing.
doing a podcast at television show, right?
Yes,
Okay.
And another thing, people who watch the TikTok can know about any crime that happened in their places, so that they can be more careful with the environment.
Example, like what happened around us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So they can and the influencer can use that the reason for that things to give safety tips for the followers, which is more engaging than using a traditional platform with like poster and brochure, which seems cliche to some of the people.
So for Ain, do you agree with Irdina about social media?
Yeah, actually, I really agree with Irdina's suggestion on using social media because, as we all know, social media has like their own algorithm. Like, so if, for example, you follow me on TikTok, and I am someone who advocates a lot when it comes to awareness on crime. So the way that algorithm works is that what I watch can actually go to your For You page as well. So then you, as a mutual friend of mine, you can also see you can also see all the awareness that I'm advocating on social media, which is why I think that using social media is a very good idea to reduce the crime rates in
so
our
it's
country.
more like a friend helping their friend, but through a social
Through
media.
social media,
Okay, I
yes.
understand about this.
Yeah.
Have any other opinion?
I think that since I address on mental illness, right, so it's important that we take into account like that factor of mental
like
illness.
reduce the factor
Yeah.
of mental illness.
Mental
Okay.
illness. As we know, when it comes to mental illness, it's not a minor thing that we need to address. It's actually a very huge thing that we should consider, right? So we have psychiatrists and also psychologists who provide therapies, who provide like session for these people who are diagnosed with mental illness to actually go and get treatment from them. We have medication, we have doctors, we have therapists, so that as like if you have someone who you know to be facing all these mental illnesses problem, it's important that you encourage them to meet with psychologists and therapists, especially family and close friends, so that we can reduce and help them to actually get treatment and get cure.
Yeah, right.
And also because some of the people with mental illness, they don't know they have that problem, right?
Yeah, they don't know. Most of these people don't know that they have this problem. So as a good person and good family, a good friend, we need to help and encourage them.
So it's actually more right to the responsible for the society to take care of their
circle of their friend, their family. Yes.
Okay, so thank you Irdina and Ain for your explanation about the factor and way to tackle this problem about crime. So I think this is the end of our podcast. Okay, so it seems like this is the end of our podcast, and I have just give a thank to our two guests, and maybe we'll invite them for the next episode of our podcast. So for the conclusion, this is actually not my responsibility, your responsibility, or he, she, or him. It's actually our responsibility for all of us to prevent, stop the crime at our country and the whole world, for a better future for our children and the next generation. So please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to lock your doors and check under your bag. Be safe. The fighter actually, bro, cut lah bro. Dah habis kan. So introduce yourself.